Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Cardcraft. Thanks for joining me again today. Right, back to our series of, so you're going to make a journal, how to decorate your signatures. This is part 3. I'll be doing part 3 today and part 4. I'll upload that tomorrow, hopefully, fingers crossed. And we'll get back to where we were. So, last 2 episodes we got all these ones done up to our envelope. We're back onto here, that's right, and we'd stenciled this page as a journaling page. So, onto the middle of our first signature. We've only got 2 signatures in here, remember? This one, I'm thinking I want a belly band. Now, you can use this as an ideas book. So what I'm trying to do is put as many different ideas in here as I can think of as we're going through. So something different for each page. So I'm thinking of a belly band for this one, but I want a lace one, which will have a strip with lace on it. But it needs, for me, I want something else going on here. So I'm going to stamp a random pattern across the bottom. So we've stenciled this one. This time we'll create a stamped background. Again, we will use the tree branch in the archival ink because it's nice and light and doesn't show through onto the other side. And I don't want anything onto the other side. Whereas if I use my normal dark browns that I normally use, they will show through. So it can be anything we want. It's in theme. It's not really in a theme, so I'm not worried about that. And I might just continue with the script because it's just here. So, but this time I want just a fine little script. This tends to be my favourite. We'll just pull that one out. And I'm not going to use a block. I want it soft stamped. So, because the signatures are already in the page, sorry, I'm just putting that back so I don't have too much on my desk. Because the signatures are already sewn in, I can't pull them out like I normally do and have them nice and flat. I can use a block, but I'm still not going to get a perfect stamp every time because I've got all this other going on in here. So don't try to do that. So I'm going to just do a soft stamp, which means I will ink it up, leave it on my hand, and just do areas. Now, because it's a small script, you've got to watch when you do that it doesn't blur. It can blur a little bit because, you know, we don't want that perfect effect. So I'm just going to slide that up a little bit. So I'm just going to use the top section, hope that it's up. I'm just going to use that way because that's up the top. Otherwise I would have been, always look at your script stamp to make sure it's the right way around. So I'm just inking lightly, a little bit on there, and then I'm just going to hold it back with my finger and stamp. Okay, so I'm just making a little bit of a background. What I want to do is find a little piece of scrap paper. There we go. I'll pull out these scraps again. I have them in my bottom drawer. And I'm just going to tuck this because you can see that these ones come further over because I've got these at all different widths. Just so that I don't end up putting it on another page, but I've got it going off the page. So swing that down here now. Bit in the middle, bit over here, and now what I want is close to the edge in here. Now I've already got those beads on there, so it makes it so that it wants to wobble, so I've just got to hold that down as best I can, and a little bit there. All right, nice, quick, easy background pattern going on that doesn't take that much. Move those. So, for our belly band, I find, hang on, I'll pull out my lace. I want, see that's a nice one. I want something with a little bit of width, so at least an inch wide, like so. That'll work, a treat. I'm just going to chop off a little bit there. When I'm doing my belly bands, especially with lace, put that back in there, I like to have a base underneath them. so that usually they're not just the lace sitting down there. So what I want is a little bit underneath it that I can adhere my lace onto, and then it goes down like that. Depending on the look that you want, quite often I'll use, hang on a moment, you know, something like that with my lace sitting on and adhered down like that. This time I'm just going to use some coffee dyed paper, so just bear with me. Whoops, I've just hit the light, sorry. All right, I've got strips. Always keep your strips. Then it'll match up. My lace can go over, so it doesn't matter that it's got a fold in there because my lace is going to cover it. So I'm going to trim that down so that it's about the same size, if not a little bit smaller than my lace. I need to keep remembering to put that away from there where I've got all that going on. I'm just going to trim it round about the size. Set that down. Needs to be quite a bit shorter. So let's have a look. If I set that on there, my lace, if it's sat on there, it needs to be trimmed back at least 1/4 of an inch. Okay, so with no great measurement. Grab my knife. I don't mind if my lace goes over the edge, but I want it as a backing so that it gives it a little bit of structure. Right, so it's just a tad over the edge. So with my fabric glue now, ripped my thumbnail off last night looking for the remote down the side of the couch, as you do, and it's really, really sore and hurts. Right, so I know this is where the majority of the thickness for the lace is, so it's around about there. I can add more glue later on, but it'll just give me a quick fix for now so that I can line it up. So I've just got a line going down there, and then whichever way you find is easier, up and down, side to side, whichever way, and I can just line the lace up so that it's nice and straight on here. Right, is that a slight push? It might not need any more glue than that, actually. Look at that. No, that won't need any more glue. So I'll sit you back over there. Pull this book back out. Now I can work out the size that I want. So I'm just going to lay it sideways. So I'm going to trim down there. This is going to go up to there, and this one's going to trim down to about that one. Round about. Now, clean my scissors. Where'd I say? It was that one. Right. I want that way. Look at that. Very quick and easy belly band. It just needs my normal glue now. If I can get that going. There it is. I think. I tend to use a base under my lace so that when things are being tucked in there, they don't keep catching on the lace. As my journals are sold in a shop, you've got to remember that you'll have numerous people looking at them, opening them, closing them, checking things out. So if I had just lace there, as people go through them and pull something out, put something else in there, then, and because they're people just looking, not necessarily owning the journal, they don't treat it like their own. So you've got to remember that, sorry, sidetracked, pull that tight. You've got to remember then that, you know, they're not going to handle it like you would handle it. Just going to sit that there for a second to make sure that it's really down. So that's why I'll always put something under my lace with my belly bands. If I'm doing a commissioned piece for somebody, then it might not necessarily have that base underneath it. So that's that page. I'm going to flip that over. This page, I've already thought of what I want to do for this page, and I want to do one of my paper bags. So, right, this is just a normal white paper bag, and I've just painted it with a bit of coffee dye, so you can see inside it wasn't done. And I want this, it'll fit in this journal beautifully. And I'm just going to attach it here so that it's an extra flap. If you wanted to, with the paper bags, you can adhere them down like that, and then you've got that extra pocket. But I want this as an extra bit that'll give hidden journaling. But I want to decorate my bag up first, so I'm going to set that aside. Now, I've just cut out a doily from a metal die out of just a piece of background sheet. They can be anything you like, because you're not going to see a great deal of the design that was already on the paper. What you're going to see more is the design of the metal die that you've cut out. So that's about where I want it. Just about here. So what I'm going to do is fold that over, and then I'm going to fold this one back on itself, because I want the design to go on both sides. And if I can make a slight crease, it'll show me where I need to glue, because I'll glue one side and then the other. Just give that a crease. And what I've got is that. So now I can open out that, grab this glue again, and I want to be able to glue just the front side to start with. I'm just going to go around, put a little bit. You don't want too much, because it'll come out everywhere. And I'm telling you now, there'll be bits that come out way too thick on this. So I've just got little bits. Where's my crease? There. A few little dollops in amongst these ones. The whole thing doesn't need adhering. Sitting that down against that crease. Where's that crease? There and there. Just lightly sit it on. Then you can lift it up and work out exactly where you've got that crease. Okay, give it a good push. Fold it over. Now you can adhere this side. Just makes it a little bit easier, and you're not dealing with all that glue at once. So just going round. This is supposedly my clean one, so, you know, we'll see how well that goes, because I need it clean for under that journal. All right. I didn't check what time I started again, so let's just double check that. I've been going for 13 minutes, so round about 5 past, I think I started. Time just flies. It's been 13 minutes already, really. Right, so there's my front, part of my front. I want something else going on, whether I want a word down here, a little label might be nice, and I plan on a butterfly. So I've got my butterfly container out here. I've already pulled that out, and I just want one of these sorts of butterflies sitting in here. He'll do. Let's just go with the first one. Because he's just a cutout from a page, what I'm going to do is, because I've just lightly cut out around it, I'm just going to use my blending brush and my archival ink, and I'm just going to go around the edge, which takes a little bit of that white away where I've cut around him. If I'm using this one, it won't fold up anything that's on the paper, because it allows it to go over softly. All right, that'll just tidy that bit up. And remember to wipe that as much as we can. All right, sit you back down. Sit you in there. And I'm thinking I want a label. So, labels printed. Let's just pull these guys out. That's all it needs. So it's just a kind of a little cluster that's sitting on your pocket, and we'll very quickly find some bits that can go down in here. Maybe a number. That's nice and easy, isn't it? I'm going to keep that out because I use them all the time and I want a number. Oh. Look, 13. Unlucky for some. There you go. That's all we're going to do. How easy and quick was that? Right, so this one can be stuck down. And because I've thought of it quickly, I've been able to get up under there and lifted that up a little bit. Right, just going to grab my tweezers for that one. Work out again where I wanted that. Whoop. Up there. Yep. My butterfly can now be stuck on. That's really not running today. There we go. There we go. Now we're on a roll. Up into that bit. Push him down, and then a little bit on my number. Just want to, again, I've punched these out, stamped my number on, but because it's showing a little bit of white around the edge, I've just got rid of some of that. And it'll just highlight it up a little bit more. Down like that. All right, how hard was that one? All right, put a lid on that and let's adhere this to our book. Now, a couple of different ways. These will be nice and dry now while we've been talking. So my belly band is attached. You can use washi tape down here. Let's say you don't have any washi tape. Or you don't have the one that you want to match perfectly. So, once again, I've got this sitting in here. Let's see how much I've got. I've got a strip down there. So I'm just going to grab my trimmer. And what I want is, if I set that on there straight, I just want a little strip. So that'll go back in the basket. Doesn't need to be very wide. I don't know what that would be. Let's have a look. It's about 1/2 inch. Right. So I've got a 1/2 inch wide strip here. I'm going to fold it in half. You see, there's no great magic to it. I'm just folding it over. Then I can work out the size or the length that I want. Okay, give that a good crease. And then work out our length, because this will then give me, now you can have it on the front like so, or you can have it on the back. I want it actually on the front because I want it to blend in with the music paper that's on here. I'm going to take off where there's no music up the top, and we want this round about that length. Now the little bag is only it's a little lolly bag, so it's about 3 inches by 5. I think I got them from a party supply store. So they were just in a pack of 10 white ones. This one's just going to adhere down like that. Okay, so it'll be right against it so that when it opens, it's sitting in here like so. And then this will open out. As I said before, if you don't want to see it, do it on this side. And then it's sitting there like that. See, if I do it on the front to match in with that, I miss all this beautifulness down here, don't I? All right, we'll do it on the back. Just because I really like how this is all sat down here like that. So we'll do it on this side. Quick decision. It's a woman's prerogative to change her mind, isn't it? So when you adhere this, your glue, your double-sided tape, anything like that, quite often when I'm doing these sorts of things, I will use double-sided tape. The glue's sitting here, so we'll use the glue today. Make sure you go right to the edge. Make sure your glue is working. Make sure I'll get the double-sided tape out next time so that I can use that as well. There we go. All right. And I have no idea which way music notes are meant to go. We might go that way. Like that. So, I'm going to have it so that it's even top and bottom, round about. Right up against the edge. Okay. So, we've gone right up against the edge of our bag, which will give us our fold. And then that one will adhere down like that. So, same thing. Let's just do it with the double-sided tape. Hang on a moment. Let me just see if I can find it. Oh. Right, this one is about 1/4 inch wide, so make it so much quicker and easier because that glue is not running. So this time, again, we'll sit it right to the edge because that's where it's going to get the most stress, I suppose would be the best word for it, on it. So trimming that off. Move that over there. Give that a good push. Make sure it's really on there. Don't have the thumbnail. Hang on a moment. Get the knife out. Right. There we go. Okay. Turning our book round for me. I find it's easier. I'll hold that bit and that bit down. Then I can align this where I want it. Even top and bottom, even two sides. Going up. Give him a push. So now we've got an extra little journaling, hidden journaling spot with a pretty little bag that we can pop a tag into. At this stage, I want to leave this one. I really like this paper. So I may go back and put something on it, but at this stage, I'm thinking of leaving them. So now we've got our double fold page that we put in for our longer signature. All right, still hanging with the music. I've cut, I know I did the other week. Oops, sorry. In here, in this basket that we're using from where I cleaned my desk, it's got a few more things in there now because I've been cleaning further. I've got a tab, like, there it is, the music one. So I'm thinking of using this music tab in here like that. Yes. Right, before I put that in, I need to work out what I'm doing in here. What I'd like to do is put in some more book page or newspaper or whatever else. So I've got old newspapers. Now this is from, I don't know, I've had it for a while, taken the date off because I like the dates. So, and it's in a big sheet because it's a really old newspaper. You need to just double check when you're using old newspapers, what it is you're using. I always make it a thing to never have the funeral notice, death notices in. Never put those in. Births and marriages, beautiful. Don't ever put the funeral or death notices in. Unless you're doing that sort of journal. But yeah, most of these pages, I love the for sales, the houses to let, things like that. So if I look up this way, I've got houses and land for sale, money, medical, they have some really cool ads and stuff in it. So I might just trim that down so that it's a little bit shorter and more usable. I'll just go up to there. I'll take that section out. Right, so from that, I can work out what I want. Let's start with medical. Holloway's ointment. They have some beautiful ones. The newspaper's round from the turn of the century, as in late 1800s, early 1900s. So I'm just going to tear. It's old, it tears beautifully. If you've got one that doesn't tear as well, remember, use your water brush. Listen to that tear. Isn't that awesome? And I can fix up where I'm going. Whoops. No thumbnail, that's not going to help. All right. So between the two of those, I will get that out. Might even start there. Let's just go down here. I don't want to use my ruler because I want it hand torn. So I've just got to take a little bit of time with this. Right. And I'm thinking I'll probably just pop pockets in the bottom, so it doesn't have to go all the way to the bottom. So that's fine. And I want sections. Where are we going to? About here? So I'm just using my fingernail to work out where I need to go to. And go to about there. So this one's going to sit in here. Look at that. And I'll glue him in now before I go any further. Find that. And I'll move some of these over. Sorry for the noise. Right. And we'll just use the glue stick. Remembering, as I said before, this is an old paper, so I've got to be careful when I'm popping it on with my glue stick that I don't tear it. I just want to take off some of that. Move that one back out of the way. Swing you back in. Sitting up here like that. Lovely. So very gently, when you then wipe it on, if you're using a glue spreader or something, just gently do it. So we need a little piece for this side. I do like the medical bit in there though. That's cool. So if I go down there, and again across to there. Yep, lovely. Now find where I had my sticky part in that, because I don't want that sitting on the sticky part. Oh, what an awesome number. And I've missed it. It's all right, I have the full year. Oh, well, I think it's 3 months for each of those years. One from 1897 and one from 1901. So I'm sure I'll find more of those numbers. All right. Down that one. Making sure it doesn't go off the page. I've got time to maneuver it. Now this one, especially careful because it's going off the pages. All right. Now that I've got this one on, I can actually pop my tag on, because I want my tag to go over like so. But I don't want it completely white. So we'll just take a little bit of colour off on that. So antique linen, I'm just, you can hear I'm quite heavily doing that. Let's just make it a little bit more grungified. And what we'll do is backgrounds. We'll put some coffee stains in it. So let's have a look. Coffee stains. You can see these are well and truly loved. I've been using these for many a year and they're still my favourites. Mind you, there's 2 or 3 different sets, different brands and all the rest in here. I want that one out and I want that one out. So all I'm doing for this one, when I find that scrap, there it is. I'm just going to sit you there, yep. And I'll grab a block, just a little block for that one, and a little block for that one. And we will actually use coffee. Maybe we'll want something a little bit darker. Let's have a look. No, you're right. Right. And I know I'm inking all of that up. One's on one side, one's on the other. Yes, the coffee doesn't like that one as much. Different brands. Different brands. Let's have a look. I've just opened an ink, liquid ink type thing, stain, and I'm just gonna drop it, and I'm just gonna smudge it. Yep, that's a better one again. Okay, so I've now got another stain in there. Whoops, and that was just gathered twigs, so it's just a darker one. Right. Work out which side I want for which. I think I want that as my front side. I'm just gonna, right, make that bit real dirty as though it's been in my hand and all the rest. So when I'm popping these on, I'm gonna open that out, move that side. What I'll do is I will glue this first section on. So just in that flat bit and around. Are we in shot? Yep. Doesn't have to be in the center, it's just wherever you want it to go. About there. Right, swinging it that way again, and now I can glue the rest on one side, and that'll adhere it all together. And over. There we go. So now I've got a tab to be able to pull that back. Oh, see, that even works in there like that. Look at that. That's another way I could have it sitting. Mind you, again, as I said, they're in a store for sale, so what will happen is it'll just be how people will look through it. So I want a couple of pockets down the bottom of this page. Just going to put my lid on my glue. What have I been? 34 minutes. Oh, I'm going to get this one done. Cool. So a couple of pockets to go down the bottom of this page, and I'll keep in all this. Let's go back to the basket of tricks of what I had sitting in here of the stuff that was on my desk. Those, they would look nice in there though, wouldn't they? My Pitman shorthand in there. Got that one going the wrong way. Lace, brown paper. All right, let's have a look at that one. And that will fit across there. That'll look quite nice, won't it? All right, so I need about there. Find the pencil. Which will put it about there. Find the pencil line, I think was there. Yep, and then this one will be trimmed back, I reckon. No, look at that. Ah, beautiful. Adhere those down and then we can decorate those ones up. So this is just a piece of scrap that I had, again, that I had sitting around, that was from, oh, actually I think it was from last week's Choose 6 challenge. And as I finished, I just literally popped them in the basket, sitting here for this journal. Move that over. My main thing is so that I cover either side of that newspaper. Give that a push. Do the same for the other one. Down. And now what we want is a little bit of decoration on the front of those pockets. You could, by all means, you could leave them as they are, but we want a little bit going on. So let's have a look. Just going to hold that one up a little bit. That's not straight. I'm going to fold that over to push him down, because otherwise he's on that angle. Right, that's that. So we'll have tags that go in there, but we want something going on in here. So if we look at our other little bits and pieces, we've got a bit of green going on. We could go back into these. We've got some of these floating around, our butterflies. So at the moment, what's happening is that it's looking like it's floral and butterflies. So you can see as you go that the journal will talk to you, and it's starting to come out with its own theme. So let's have a look. What do we find in here? Do we just find words? Because I desperately want to get through this. See now, something like this. In here with some words hanging out. I'm just going to sit that somewhere there. Which means I probably need one on the other side as well to even it up. One going one way, one going the other way. And I want little ones of those with some numbers. So let's pull out the numbers. Let's pull out the numbers. You know, the standard numbers that I use for everything. And I'm going to have to move this. Hang on a moment. Right, so on here I've got these little ones. So I'm thinking of having that with that off it. So let's have a look at these numbers to see what will fit in here. Grab my little block again. That one will fit. That one will fit beautifully. What do I have? There you go. Both of those ones will fit. So let's pop those on. And again, I'm going back into one of my darker browns. So what have we got? Fallen Leaves. My new favourite. Give him a little bit of a wobble. Right, that one works a treat. Sit him back in, which was up there. And this one, and into that one. like so. Yep, both of those work beautifully in there. I'll get rid of that one. Set that one over there, close that one. And now I've got these. So, I want to put the lid back on that. All right, we're up to 40 minutes. We'll decorate these pockets and we're done. So I flick this back over here and this one back over here. What I want is I'm going to just find that just to give it a little bit of an edge. I want that one on here. And I'm going to glue these as well, but I'm just going to work out where I want them to start with. So we'll peel this one off. And this will go down like that. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So sit you back there. Put a little bit of glue on you. If we can, because I left the lid off. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Just a little bit. You're never certain what sort of up there. About there like that. And this one's hard because it runs off the page. And because this is embossed, you've got to be careful if you're just using just stickers. And very dirty stickers now because I've got so much glue and ink all over my hands. But yeah, if you're just using stickers, especially if you've got an embossed edge underneath, just watch it. Always put glue down because not all the paper is going to touch your sticker. Right, there's one. That wasn't hard. So our other one will go same sort of thing. So he's going to go there. Down with the glue again. Double check where we're putting everything. I'm going to put that on an angle. You're going to go about there, I'm thinking. Push him down. Get some glue onto this one and they're done. So it just gives it a little bit of extra oomph. All right. And I want my butterfly slightly angled down so that it's in that. That could have gone over a little bit further. How's that? Right. So for today's lot, we've got, move that, anything that can put ink over everything. So we've got our belly band. We've then got our little paper bag, decorated, turned over, hidden journaling area. We've got our music page that I'm still working on. And then we've got this one. So far we've got our tab. And then we've got our old newspaper and our 2 pockets. So this will need something shortly. And then on to this. As I've promised you all, there'll be shorter ones as we go through. We'll finish that one for now. We'll come back with tomorrow's and start again by doing this one. So I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm actually enjoying really doing it. So I hope to see you for the next one as well. I will, if I remember, to put links for 1 and 2 in the description box. Otherwise, they shouldn't be. They're only a couple of videos before this one as well. If you're enjoying these and you haven't subscribed, please like. Thanks, guys. And like, subscribe. You know the deal by now. So until next time, thank you. Happy crafting.